Only a couple of days are remaining for the ICC Champions Trophy, one of the two major ICC events to look forward to in 2025. And we in Sports Today are going to have a series of build-ups for the ICC Champions Trophy, starting with the strengths, weakness, opportunities and threats of all the 8 teams that is there in this tournament. Remember, there are 2 groups, India, New Zealand, Bangladesh and Pakistan. And in the other group, we have Australia, South Africa, then Afghanistan and England. So today, without wasting any further time, we are going to start with the hosts.
The big question, can Pakistan defend their crown?
That is the one thing. So they are hosting an ICC event after 29 years. I mean, 1996, Lahore, the final between Australia and Sri Lanka, that was the last ICC event they had hosted. And then it's been a drought. You had a Champions Trophy scheduled in 2008, but that got cancelled, and now you have come to 2025.
Just after the Tri-Series final, which Pakistan lost to New Zealand, one of our producers here, he said that the answer is pretty straightforward as to whether Pakistan can defend their title or not. But is it really that straightforward?
Because see, the main question that we are debating is Pakistan are the defending champions. Let's make no mistake about it. 2017, they absolutely hammered India by 180 runs.
Yeah.
And now they are going to play most of the games. Barring one, they'll play at home.
Yeah.
Could play a second also.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, we don't know, na?
Yeah.
That's the thing. See, Pakistan are going to play in Karachi. Then if you look at it, they'll play in all the other places in Rawalpindi, Lahore, Dubai. Yeah. So that is why 19th, 23rd and 27th are going to be the key dates for the hosts. We are going to start with the hosts today, and looking at the squad and looking at the way how they performed in the Tri-Nation final. Let's have a look at the squad firstly, and can we fire this, Pawan, when it's up? It's up. So, Mohammad Rizwan is the captain. Babar Azam, Fakhar Zaman, Kamran Ghulam, Saud Shakil, Tayyab Tahir, Fahim Ashraf, Khushdil Shah, Salman Agha, Usman Khan, Abrar Ahmed. Haris Rauf, we still don't know whether he is going to recover because he's under a bit of a cloud for a side strain. Yeah. Mohammad Hasnain, Naseem Shah, Shaheen Shah Afridi.
And I think they have sought Shakil and Salman Ali Agha as the vice captain. Options.
But remember, Pakistan's build-up to the Champions Trophy came on the back of Saeem Ayub being ruled out. He had suffered an ankle strain. He was one of Pakistan's best players in that period. Now he's not there. So the first immediate question, gentlemen, to the both of you, and I'll also chip in, the strength. Just looking at the squad, what is the strength of the Pakistan team? And you can also add, if you want, leading up to it, the weakness also.
The one weakness that I see with Pakistan over here is the lack of a good all-rounder. Spin bowling all-rounder is where I think there is a bit of a problem with Pakistan, because what we've seen from Pakistan over the last few years is, they've really depended a lot on an Imad or somebody like an Iftikhar in the shorter,
Shoaib Malik,
Shoaib Malik, or Shadab. I just named Shadab, right?
Shadab Khan.
Yeah, and I see, the lack of a Shadab and an Imad reflecting over here. They don't have that quality. That's where I think is a bit of a miss in this Pakistan side. The one strength for them, the batting is mercurial. It starts with somebody like Fakhar Zaman, who can blow hot and cold. I'd say the same for their batting. Days it can work out, days it can't work out. We saw it in the series also. The final, they don't post a lot of runs, just about 240
242,
odd. Yeah. A couple of days before that, a record chase we saw from them. So you don't know with their batting. But as far as their strength is, I think the strength has to be the fast bowlers. The fast bowlers have been around for a while now. You know what those three bring to the table. In the middle overs, you'll be having Haris Rauf. With the new ball, it's going to be Shaheen. Naseem is going to be bowling. both at the death and at the start also. So you know pretty much what to expect from that fast bowling lineup. There is role clarity over there, and I think it's the pacers that will that go into the competition as the biggest strength for Pakistan.
And your weakness is mercurial nature of the team.
The mercurial nature and the lack of that, spin bowling all-rounder in the middle overs. I think that is going
You
to
don't
be...
think Agha Salman fits that bill?
See, Agha Salman has been doing that job, I know. Yes, there are a couple of other, Khushdil also can chip in, I know. There are others as well, but again, part-timers, they're not as proven as a Shadab and an Imad were. So the lack of that spin bowling all-rounder, I think that is the weakness of this Pakistan
What about
side.
you, Gulati? The strengths, weakness?
I think one of the biggest strengths of Pakistan is obviously their captain, Mohammad Rizwan. Because I'm not really going to take the tri-series final loss to New Zealand much into consideration. I'm not really going to
Although they did lose to New Zealand in the league also.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not going to look much into it because Champions Trophy, it's going to be a different game, different tournament. So any which ways, I think Pakistan are going to start favourites against New Zealand, despite New Zealand defeating them, twice just very recently. I think one of the major reasons why Pakistan won an ODI series in Australia and South Africa was because of Rizwan's astuteness as a captain. Something that was really missing in the previous captain that they had in Babar Azam. There was obviously before Babar Azam you had someone like an Azhar Ali. There was Mohammad Hafiz is also sometimes was the captain. But what Rizwan is really offering is more of a cool head, something that wasn't really witnessed in the previous captains, and more importantly,
a captain winning a CT and captain doing well, a keeper doing well. Where have we heard that before? In Sarfaraz, right?
Yeah. So it's not, I think it's a good sign for Pakistan that with Rizwan, the point is that he's going to come with some kind of confidence. He also has had, good runs under his belt. So he's definitely one of their biggest strengths, holding on to, three major departments. Handling the middle order, there is the captain, and obviously the man behind the stumps. I think the biggest weakness of Pakistan is their batting, is not even their middle order, is their batting. The point is that Aqib Javed has actually backed Babar Azam to continue as the opener, but I'm not really sure if that's really the suited position that Babar Azam, should be batting. According to me at least, and you can obviously chip in later, I feel Babar Azam should switch back to number 3, which would mean that your opening slots would be relatively inexperienced. There's going to be Fakhar Zaman, and if Babar bats at 3, maybe someone like an Usman Khan would, open with Fakhar here. So the point here is that it would put a lot of pressure on Fakhar because he's going to be an experienced campaigner, but then with experience also, in case of Fakhar, there comes inconsistency, and that has basically been the hallmark throughout his ODI career. So I feel that despite all of that, Babar must bat at 3, but then even if Rizwan, bats at number 4, I'm not really sure of the options that Pakistan have in the middle order. There's Tayyab Tahir, Fahim Ashraf is coming in. There is Kamran Ghulam, Saud Shakil. Saud Shakil as an ODI batter does inspire me some kind of confidence, but can he really accelerate when the need is there? I'm not really sure about it. So maybe I think someone like a Rizwan who is batting at 4, maybe he can switch back to his position of number 5, because then it would mean that the middle order can really revolve around him. The other options, I'm not really sure whether they inspire any confidence, because going into any of the 2 matches, let's say against New Zealand and India, Pakistan lose 1 and they'll be under tremendous pressure, because the other teams, India and New Zealand and even Bangladesh also for that matter, they are also very sharp. They would also know that this Pakistan batting is currently not in form. So if you get the better of Babar Azam, Fakhar Zaman and Rizwan very early, there is a big chance that all the other batters who are relatively inexperienced might not really be able to play that anchorish role which Pakistan would need, assuming they suffer a collapse. So for me, I think Pakistan's biggest biggest weakness is their batting. You get 2 or 3 important wickets, I think it's going to be pretty much game done.
For me, there are 2 weaknesses in this Pakistan lineup. One, Babar Azam's form. Babar Azam's form has not inspired that much of confidence. And we all know that, yes, the Pakistan team is trying very, very hard to ensure that others chip in Babar's absence.
Yeah.
They have consciously been trying to do that. But where can he bat in the current position? Because if he bats in the middle order, he will stall in the middle overs.
No, but now he's going to be opening.
He will be an opener. So that's why I think that's a good move. It's not necessarily a weakness. I think, he achieved success as an opener in the 2021 T20 World Cup. I know different formats, but then he did achieve success in that. So
no, but my question to both of you here is...
the other weakness, let's just hear the other weakness as well.
I would say the fast bowlers.
They are a
Except for
weakness.
Naseem, Shaheen has been very woeful.
He has lacked that zip.
Because what happened in the first game of the tri-series? Shaheen was whacked. And even here, he may have tried his best to bowl with hostility. But then the one who created the pressure was Naseem Shah. Naseem, I remember that one delivery that he bowled to Devon Conway. Man, he was so unlucky to not either gotten the edge or the stump. So that is why, and I'll already, because you already added one point, the spinners. Because they already had a problem with the spin bowling department because Shadab was not getting that much of penetration. He was struggling in the middle overs to get wickets. Now we saw they tried Kushdeel, they tried Saud Shakil, they tried Abrar. But Abrar also, I think he's also lost his zip a bit. Which is why I think these three factors are my biggest weakness of Pakistan. I reiterated on the spin. I reiterate the pace bowling also, barring Naseem, is a threat, is a problem area. Sorry, not a threat, is a problem area. And Babar Azam's form. The strength, I can only think of two. Mohammad Rizwan, like what you pointed out. And in a way, Salman Agha. I think he holds the key in that middle order. Because what has Pakistan lacked? A very solid middle order. Which is why their woes have continued. You look at the 2017 Champions Trophy, who bailed them out most of the time? It was the lower middle order. Sarfraz was coming in at 5. You look at the final, right from Fakhar Zaman, he set the tone. But then Azhar Ali, Babar Azam, Mohammad Hafiz all set that tone. And that is why it is very, very important that Pakistan's middle order chips in. Only Salman Agha has given me that confidence. Otherwise, the others, Rizwan. It was Rizwan and Salman who won you that game in 352.
Scored that 260 run out.
Yeah, these are my three weaknesses, and only the one positivity is Salman Agha and Mohammad Rizwan and Naseem in the bowling.
See, my question to both of you is that you both are basically in favor of Babar opening in Champions Trophy. I don't agree with it, and obviously I've mentioned the reasons also. Like, what do you really tell to a guy who has consistently batted at number 3 or number 4 in ODIs to basically shift his position for an all-important tournament where if he bats at number 3, he can really be his best. But if he opens, then once again, he will have to maybe make adjustments accordingly.
You only answered your own question in the starting. Inexperience. Who is the experienced guy opening then? To partner Fakhar Zaman, to partner him. Who's there?
There is more inexperience in the middle order rather than at the top of the order.
You're pushing your experienced guys to open. You're kind of buffering the pressure for the middle order. And okay, Salman Agha and when you look at it, Mohammad Rizwan, not that inexperienced when you look at it. The only problem is, Saud Shakil is a bit of a iffy situation when you look at it. But looking at the way how they have done, I mean, Pakistan, let's not make any mistake, have had a good run. I mean, they beat South Africa, they beat Pakistan, they beat Australia. They came to the final only to lose to a determined New Zealand team.
Yeah.
So, honestly, when you look at it, Babar Azam, if he can get his opening back, if he can get his mojo back, it can only be as an opener. I can't see him batting in any other position because what you're doing, you're getting someone inexperienced to open. But at the same time, you're saying, the pressure is then on both of you. If you fail immediately, the pressure is on the middle order.
You know how they're also looking at Babar as an opener is because you don't know what to expect out of Fakhar Zaman. He can give you a blazing 50, he can give you a blazing 100 at times as well, and he can be out or not also. That's the one thing you know about Fakhar Zaman. With Babar, he's going to be playing that balancing act. With Babar, you feel in the camp, I think the idea is that one of the best batters that we have firstly, and the philosophy always is you give maximum balls to the best batter, you give him the maximum time on the pitch, and between the two openers then Babar becomes somebody who plays with much more responsibility, and because with Fakhar, if you want to get the best out of him, you have to give him the leeway, bat the way that you want to bat. Credit to this Pakistan side to sort of give Fakhar that backing as well. Yes, he's been in and out of the side, but they've realized now, it has taken a long time for Pakistan cricket to realize that the one way you have Fakhar Zaman give the best out of him is that you don't judge him by his numbers, just let him play. Let him play, let him throw his bat around the way that he wants to.
I think they have not treated their best match winner very well, Pakistan. Let me be honest about it. I mean, this is the same guy who can play audacious cricket. He's a modern T20 style batter who can give Pakistan success. None of the others are. Others are old school. How can you treat someone who's won one ICC event with you with the bat alone? Champions Trophy. He helped you achieve an impossible one against New Zealand in Bengaluru, and you treat him like this. I hope Pakistan persist with him and ensure that, okay, even if it's Champions Trophy success is gone, doesn't matter. You want stability. That is one thing Pakistan has lacked for years and years. At least give them that stability. I think Fakhar Zaman and Babar Azam are that stability factor, which I think they will go by with. But before I bring the conversation to an end, because you've got other major teams to focus as well. Two questions. One, do you see Pakistan defending their Champions Trophy or you see an early exit? Second, what will hurt them more? The pitches, if they are roads, or the pitches like we saw like in Karachi in the final? What will hurt them more?
You want to go first?
Okay. I think if I really have to make that bold prediction, I see Pakistan making an early exit. So basically from that particular group, I expect India and New Zealand to go through. So I think it's going to be harsh. No problem with the fact that, despite all the weaknesses that this Pakistan team has, they're still, a pretty good ODI side. But then I think India and New Zealand are operating at a different level. So I really expect them to go through. Secondly, the answer to your second question, I think if there are highways, then it's going to hurt Pakistan a lot more. Even if you score 360, let's say, Pakistan versus New Zealand is on a highway. Okay, Pakistan score 360 odd. It's still, I think, anyone's game at that time, and maybe New Zealand would rather find themselves in an advantageous position because chasing 360 on a completely flat deck won't be difficult at all. The only point there is that toss is going to become a crucial factor. You bat second, you're batting on a flat deck. There's going to be a lot of dew also at that time. I won't be surprised if New Zealand go on to chase that total. So for Pakistan to really stay in the game, to stay in the tournament, they need spotting pitches. And just from that perspective, I personally feel that if the pitches are really spotting, there is going to be, help for the pacers. I don't see any role for Abrar Ahmed. I see Pakistan going with an out-and-out pace attack with Hasnain, Haris Rauf, Naseem Shah and Shaheen Afridi with Salman Ali Agha and Saud Shakil completing the spin duties.
I think the pitches could be the worst enemy for Pakistan in this tournament, and why I feel just the same as Gulati that they may not be able to go past the group stage is because I think there are teams out there that on a given day can outbat Pakistan. India definitely one of them. New Zealand, as you saw in the 2023 World Cup also. Let's not forget that Daryl Mitchell scored 200s that he scored, but both against India also. So, and there are quality batters. The point I'm trying to make is New Zealand also have quality batters. Now, Pakistan on the road that we saw in this series as well. Most of the matches you saw 300 plus totals. You saw 340 the other day. I remember two groups matches also.
Against New Zealand, South Africa and South Africa,
exactly.
Pakistan.
So that was another 304 total, I think, in one of those matches. I think that was New Zealand, Pakistan. Point being, there are other teams that can outbat Pakistan. And in those pitches that you saw in the series, that only tells me that that maybe, it's going to be doom and gloom for them. Because and not all their batters are in form. That's another problem. Not all the batters in Pakistan are in form. So no total should be, unsurmountable sorts, I feel, on a flat deck. And Pakistan, the day that their opener or the day that the batting doesn't come together, the pitch, if it's going to be as flat as we saw in this series, I think it's trouble.
See, for me,
No, but do they make it to you for the final?
No, he said an early exit for them.
Early exit, okay.
It's very difficult. I asked a very difficult question because you don't know Pakistan what you're going to get.
1 minute up, next minute down.
You see, even 2017, they were on the cusp of elimination.
Until
needed
Sarfaraz Ahmed, did a special against Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka, that is why. See, even this group is tricky. You got Bangladesh, you got India, you got New Zealand. Now, Pakistan are facing New Zealand in Karachi. I don't know what kind of a wicket are they're going to dish out.
That's basically a potential eliminator. Pakistan versus
Every
New Zealand.
game is an eliminator when you look at it. In that sense, because this is the lottery of the format. You lose one, you'll have to rely on other results then to go your way. I honestly don't know what to make of Pakistan and their progress because their bowling doesn't inspire me confidence. More than the batting, their bowling seems to be a bit of a problem. You couldn't defend 240 on helpful conditions. You conceded 350. It needs something spectacular from your batting to bail you out. But with the list of injuries that are there in many of the camps, I think somehow Pakistan may have a chance. They may have a chance. See, in the CT, they have a good record against India. So that burden is gone. Oh, we have not won against them in a World Cup.
Kudrat ka nizam could happen.
it happened in 2022.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying with Pakistan, I just don't know what to make sense of. But I think with the way how their bowlers are performing, because bowlers in the ICC events nowadays win you matches, I think on the bowling front, Pakistan are getting outplayed. Which is why I think their batting might survive, but I think the bowlers could let them. No proper spinner. Again, Shaheen not in form. Which is why I think, yeah, I'll make it 3-0. I don't see Pakistan going into the semi-finals.
Finally, he made his mind.
Yeah. Looking at, see, the overwhelming majority of it, see, their spin, their pace bowling, I don't see it. So I think they are not making it to the semi-final, but don't be surprised if they do.
Of course, the one thing with Pakistan, you know, is you did this. You don't know anything about them. That's the one thing you know.
Exactly.
So let's see where they go. The defending champions. It sounds like, you know, the tournament took place. You know, when you say somebody is a defending champion, maybe the tournament happens 2 years back or 4 years back. Most tournaments are like
8
that.
years
But
ago.
in this case, the defending champions have been holding on to their crown for the last 8 years. 2017.
They have done it in Australia. They held the crown for nearly 12 years.
Yeah, well, that was 3 World Cups that Australia had won.
I'll basically try to end this, you know, in a way that Mohammad Rizwan, you know, answered a beautiful question that a wise man once said, "Ki king kar lega." But now a wise man is asking, will Pakistan really be able to defend their title?
Who is the king?
Your thoughts?
Who is the king?
I don't know.
You don't know,
Who could be the king for Pakistan?
Because one who we think is the king has said, I'm not the king, allegedly.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yet.
know. Yet. Yeah. So, yep. That was Pakistan for you, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be bringing you more updates on the Champions Trophy. We'll be also getting you updates from the ground as well in Dubai in the coming days.
Well, you could be getting updates from Pakistan also. We're
Yes.
working on that as
Could
well.
be.
So the Champions Trophy is just about to begin. That's the first episode of the SWOT analysis that we're doing for all the teams. Do check out the other videos as well, which are on the way. And let us know your thoughts in the comment section, because it's 3-0 in the Sports Today studio as far as Pakistan's chances of making it not making it to the semi-finals is concerned. But you can totally have valid arguments, and we look forward to your enlightening thoughts as well.
So subscribe to Sports Today for all those latest information that we are giving out. So bye-bye.